Hey everyone, welcome to week 3 of the month of March. It's my pleasure to work for you and with you to be of service. As you guys know, these readings are timeless and they're signless, so it actually doesn't matter when you're accessing this video, and it doesn't matter what your astrological sign is or what placements you have in your natal chart. If it's found its way to you, then there may be something in it for you, okay? Of course, use your own discernment, and so it is. If you're looking to have a personal reading with me or an energy healing session with me or anything along the lines of mentoring, please do go ahead and check my Etsy page. All of the links are there. And for those of you not accessing this on Instagram, head over to my Instagram. It's at Awakening All You Lightworkers if you are interested in getting daily channeled messages and seeing other fun stuff. All right? Anyway, let's jump right in. Okay, so I'm definitely getting a lot of new vibrations for this month or for this time in general, and that makes sense. You guys know that we just went through the solar eclipse at the end of April, and we just went through the lunar eclipse a few days ago, this past weekend. And so in a nutshell, what that has created for us is kind of like an opportunity to start anew. It's an opportunity to reclaim our initial intentions from the soul level. So what you may find is that you're being guided back towards interests that you'd long forgotten about. You're being guided towards new things, and along this new path, this new energetic path, you're going to have the energies, the people, places, things, situations, and ideas. And again, you're going to have the energies that are in alignment with you being on your highest path. Your highest path is the path that was originally intended by your soul when you were coming in. All right? So whether or not you can perceive of your surroundings around you or your situations, your bank account, your medical status, or your relationship status, your room, whatever, whether or not you can perceive the differences in that space, it is different. Energetically, it's different. Okay, so the whole point is to focus on taking action steps that are in alignment with whatever it is that your soul intended to do, as opposed to taking action steps that will pull you further away. Now, for those of you who are like, well, how do I know what my soul's intention is? And how can I identify what those steps are that I need to take? Well, fret not, fret not, my pet. What you would need to do is just express the willingness and the intention to connect with your higher self, number one, and number two, to be guided by that energy aspect of you, that higher aspect of you. A little bit of willingness is all it takes, and just do your best to feel into the energies. Again, the energies are the people, places, things, situations, ideas that manifest for you. Feel into whether those accord with that part of you that wants to move forward in your life, or whether it doesn't. Okay? Anyway, moving forward, that's the general soup, so to speak, the general energy that's going on here. But take a look here. We have the Fool card. It's indicating a new beginning, but I definitely see that not a lot of you are taking that first step. Some of you are, and you're already starting to put into practice the motions that you would take if you had whatever it is that you think your soul is wanting. So for example, we see here with the Three of Cups, this beautiful lady holding her cup up to this flight of birds, right? Now, the flight of birds may not be what's going into her cup. Maybe they're just doing their thing, going whatever. But she's practicing to have her cup filled. And so she's putting into action the steps that she would take if she were to have that cup filled. She's practicing as she would play. So that dynamic, let's look at it at a 3D perspective. Let's say, for example, somebody here wants to buy a home. You may not have the money to buy the home right now. You may not even know where you would like to live, but there are certain action steps that you can take now to prepare for that. For example, you can start doing some online window shopping. Create a folder, save the things that you would like to have in your home. You can start saving money. You could, because once you buy the home, maybe you might have to change your finances and how you spend it. Why not start now? So you may invest in a coffee maker at home as opposed to buying your coffee every day. And any of that money that you're saving, you may take it and put it into an account for your housing fund, right? So there are steps that you can take. Another thing that the guides are pointing out, which really helps, and they probably would have wanted me to start with this first, is to watch your words. Words have power because they represent, well, let's talk about words. Words have power because by the time you utter the word, you've already had the thought and the emotion emanating from a core belief. Those are 3 levels deep. You have a core belief. It informs your thoughts. The thoughts evoke emotions. And then you say stuff. I don't have the money. Oh, hold on. Now you are playing into a core belief underneath that is just not helping you. So watch your thoughts. Literally, pay attention to your thoughts. What did you just say? Oh, all men are dogs. Oh, I knew I shouldn't have taken this route because it's just messed me up completely. You know how all these things that you're saying to yourself and about yourself, even the self-deprecating humor, I need to fix that. I need to work better on that. Watch all of that because they are directly reflecting back to you, if you're willing to pay attention, not only your emotional state, but your mental state. And both of those things are informed by a core belief that you have deep on your inside. That core belief is either going to be a limiting, fear-based, unloving belief, or it's going to be one that is generative, love-based, and really wonderful to have. Okay, so watch your words is what the guides are saying. Ooh, they want me to bring in these. I have 2 decks off to the side. Yay, just hanging out. And they're like, let's bring this guy in. Okay. Look at what he's doing, watching his words, because he understands that his words not only inform the course he's setting, but it reflects the core belief that is the oil in the engine of the vehicle that is propelling him along his journey. So, listen up. Oh, speaking of listen up, look at the next card. Listen up, right? So pay attention. So here you are. You find yourself on this beautiful new path that, again, you may not be able to see in your physical reality yet because the energies may not have started to manifest yet, okay? But it's here. Otherwise, I couldn't read it. I'm literally just reading the energies. So the energies are present in your field. What you need to do is start practicing as you would play. Start to have the action steps that are in alignment with you getting on the path of your soul's intention. And it looks like this: change me, O God, change me, O Lord, change me, O higher self, change me, O Shiva, change me, O trees, whatever it is, O universe that you would like to say, change me so that I may be on my path, open to being on my path of my soul's original intention. And that's it. And there will be pushings, there will be catalysts, there will be all sorts of things that arise up within your physical reality, within your mind, within your heart, within your dreams, all of this to push you in the right direction. Your job is to be discerning, and it's going to become much easier to discern as the old energies, the old people, places, things, situations, and ideas that were based off of those old thoughts and those old limiting beliefs that you've been working with, as they start to move their way out. So you see, what you're doing is programming your energetic field. You set your intention. You don't need to know anything else about what your metrics are. You don't need to know what your plan is. You don't need to know who's going to come up to support it. You don't need to know how much money is there for you. You don't have to even look at how much money is currently there for you in your bank. All of that, those things are physical manifestations of past moments The now moment is never in the physical. The now moment is in the non-physical. And so your job right now is to work within the non-physical realm like this. I set my intention. You can even put your cute little finger up. Boop. I set my intention to be on the course of my highest path. I set my intention to be on the path of my soul's intention, whatever you want to say. And that's it. And just keep going about your business. Make yourself aware of what's coming in, and just trust that you will be guided and pushed towards what is along that path. And when you get the information, the guides are like standing up. We all are out here. When you get the information, when you get the oracle's gift, when you get the red flags, when you get the slap in the face, you better pay attention, okay? Because that means warning, warning, not along your soul's path. And at that moment, you have to pay attention to what course of action you take, because the red flag comes in and then you've got boink, 2 choices: to move towards that thing that is giving off red flag warnings and you've been warned about, and you know you've been warned about, or to move away from it by taking action steps. Sometimes omitting to act is an act, okay? It's a choice. It's a choice. It's a choice. How do you know if it's a choice, Janelle? Well, look, hey, I'm here with you, but I'm doing my best. This is what I think a choice is. The choice is this. Boink. You saw my hand. You're standing here. You're not thinking. You're not saying. You're not feeling. You're not moving. And then, boom. You have the thought. You have the emotion. You have the action. Whatever it is. Recognize. Boink. I just moved forward in some way. What was my forward movement? I sent the text. I had the thought. Was the thought limiting? Was it, expansive? I had the feeling. Does the feeling make me feel safe, or does it hurt me? You have to be that precise. So we're looking for precision when it comes to awareness. Now, you guys, God bless. As they always say, we're not looking for perfection. We're looking for progress. Progress looks like this. I was born with a certain level of awareness, and when I transitioned, God bless, my awareness changed for the better. That's it. That's considered progress. So, progress doesn't always mean, I had success in the way that society would define it. It means I am more consciously aware of what's going on with me now than I was a second ago. And that's what progress is, all right? So the guides are trying to get us to become aware of our energetic field, our energetic potential, our energetic everything. And that means, basically, in a nutshell, looking at what's manifesting in my life. Who are the people, places, things, situations, and ideas that populate my 24 hours today? Think about what your emotions have been. What have your thoughts been? Because those 2 things at any given moment, any given now moment, give insight into what your core belief is. The core belief sometimes takes us years to get to, but it doesn't mean that you won't have years of activity. No. And in fact, your journey towards identifying that core belief is made so much shorter by noticing your thoughts and emotions. And A Course in Miracles teaches us that only love is real. So any other thing that you experience that is not in alignment with love and acceptance and all of that stuff is not real. They are just products of a distortion in your field. The distortions come from core beliefs that are not in alignment with love, and it filters down that blockage, that core belief, because it's blocking the flow of love. It's a distortion in your field. That core belief filters down into your thoughts, and those thoughts filter down into your emotions. And guess what? human beings act out of emotion and misperceptions, misthoughts, right? And so then the actions happen, and guess what happens because of the actions? Reactions, karma. Whew, excuse me. So dusty out here. I had to cough for a second. All right. So it behooves us to really start focusing on what's going on inside of us. Awareness, 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 awareness. Got to mix it up a little bit at the end. So here we have you on this beautiful path. You're on the track. The question is, can you see it? Can you perceive it? And it's okay if you can't, because guess what? You've got these 9 of Swords, low self-worth, tears in the shower, crying in the car, nightmares, all sorts of stuff. The D word, distortion. Okay, you've got the D, not the D that we all want. Again, the D that we feel haunted by, distortions. But there's another D that can cancel that out. It's discernment. Bing! Okay? So anyway, again, just to say, if you're like, but how do I do it? I got you. You don't have to worry about all the whatevers. I'm just covering the bases because, some of us, we're here. We're like, okay, I got these. I know what you're talking about. And if you don't, it's okay. Your job at the basic is just to pray, set your intentions, shout out to the world, whatever works for you. It's to make your intention to be on your highest path. That's it. Could look something like, bless me, Father, for I come before you because I could be one of those. Could be like, hey, God, I'm ready. It could be like, oh, angels, guides, please help. Boop, boop. It could be like, all right, I don't know what this is about, but hey, surprise me, universe. Put me on this path and I'm listening. Whatever it is for you, just do it. Do it, do it, do it. All right, so let's go ahead and use my favorite deck. Oh, sorry, I say that and all my other decks are like, what? But I love this deck. First of all, I love all of these decks. Okay, see? Oh, Lord. I love everything. I love all of you. Yeah, look at that. Okay. Yes, we have the 4 of Wands coming through. When you think about 4 and you think about these wands, the wand is this action. It's taking action. It's fire. Of course, we would like to have more informed intention, right, behind our actions, as opposed to impulsive action, not meaningful, not mindful at all. But when we have these 4 actions that are well placed, look what happens. We create structure, and that foundation is something we can start to build upon, right? So when we think about the 4 of Wands, the 4 of Wands is, oh my God, it's such a lovely card to get. If it's in love, it's great. If it's about money, it's great. It's great about anything. It's talking about a great structure. But look what's overlying it. We've got the 5 of Swords. The 5 of Swords, you can think about the 5 of Swords in terms of victory, right? It's a victory, but it's one of those victories. It's not like 6 of Wands victory where it's like, yay. It's 5 of Swords victory where it's like, all right, I win because I cut your throat and I took your swords. I win because I cheated. Or, I win because I'm amazing. Whatever it is, it's one of those where it's the kind of victory that may be hard won. It may even include some foul play on your behalf. It may not, but it's the hard kind of victory. It's the victory where there's a decided winner, but everybody walks away slighted. That's the kind of energy that this is. Could also be about gossip, right? But you see this here? It's representing these energies that it's like every time you go to build your foundation, you chop away a little bit at it because it's self-defeating. It's self-sabotage. And self-sabotage could simply look like continuing to hang around those low vibing friends, continuing to include yourself in activities that you know you don't have time for, or you know that you feel you really should step back from, but you keep trying to engage in it because, well, it's, the right thing to do, or there's a little bit of interest. The whole point is, this is about stepping into your integrity and releasing yourself from those energies. Because, guys, we are master manifestors. Please remember, you are a master manifester. You're not here to learn to manifest. Without your ability to manifest, you would not be able to live. You are constantly manifesting. Your job instead is to become aware. It always comes back to awareness. Aware of what the signals are that you are putting out into your universe that bring into your reality your manifestations. You're like, I wanted a husband, but I got this instead. Yeah, that's because your conscious mind believes that it wants a husband, but your entire subconscious mind is completely antithetical, what am I, okay, you got it, to it. It completely is not in support. You think men are the devil, they're dogs, they're all cheaters. You struggle with your inner masculinity as well. You know, all sorts of stuff. You have low self-worth. You don't feel that you have value at all to give anybody. All of this stuff is back there. So here you are making your vision boards, and here you are praying and this and that, and taking action steps and getting on Match.com or whatever people are doing these days. Hinge, Tinder, Grindr, whatever people are doing these days. Bumble. But the fact is that you're spinning your wheels and you're just allowing in people, places, things, and situations and ideas that are mirroring the larger energetic signal that you're sending out there. It's like the electronegativity. Let's put it this way. It's too much here. You can't even attract somebody to come into or a thing to come in to what it is you think you're doing. They're being more pulled towards the stuff in the background. And so here you are in the conscious level, completely unaware, and you're like, I never have luck in love. I'm this, I'm that. And you're just reaffirming something, all because you just haven't started doing your inner work, or it takes time, right? So long story short, that's a quick example, but in love, but it's telling in all parts of life. And the nutshell is, hey, you want to have certain things in your life. You'd like to attract certain things in your life. Please know you're attracting everything that's in your life. You may not be aware where in your energetic field this signal is coming from. Could even be because of some past life aspects that you haven't been aware of yet. God bless. That's okay. That's okay. But it's pulling things in. So the only answer to your healing and your movement forward in the healthy way is going to be about, say it with me, becoming aware, noticing your thoughts, noticing your emotions, feeling your emotions, and trying to get back to understanding, based off of what you're gleaning from there, what your core belief is. The core belief, the core belief, the core belief, the core belief, the core belief. Some people may refer to it as the core wound. Whatever it is literally sitting in your energetic field. As a healer can see it, it's sitting right there. And it's precipitating distortion all throughout the rest of your field that is causing you to act out unawares, and your poor conscious mind is just like, what's happening? And trying to make heads or tails about what it cannot even begin to perceive of, because it's using the conscious mind alone. You need to break into the unconscious there's so many means to do it. Quick story time. I was walking, I was doing my morning walk, God bless, with my angels and guides, God bless. And I was like, oh, how do I feel right now? Just trying to practice what I preach, guys. I'm learning too. And I thought, oh, I feel so peaceful right now. Look at this place. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. I'm at peace. The sun is shining. Nobody's here. Introvert. Except the occasional walker and their dog. And, I've got my hot cafe latte. I'm doing me. It's great. I can sing. I can dance. I can whatever. And then my guides just silently were like, no. I was like, huh? I'm not at peace. I don't feel peace. And then they pulled my consciousness back a little bit. So I didn't know, but I was still at the conscious level working with my mental level of the field. And they pulled me back a little bit, and all of a sudden into my emotional body. You can ask your guides to pull you in there. But anyway, into my emotional body, and all of a sudden I had a different sensation. I was like, oh my God, I feel afraid. And suddenly my body went into fright. And I was like, how am I afraid right now? Not only did I feel fright, and I could feel the sensations like, oh, it was on my upper back. I was afraid. The fear was there. But not only did I feel that, but I also felt sadness. I was like, what? How did I move from feeling completely at peace to feeling fear and sadness akin to grief? And I realized, okay, that goes to show you the level of consciousness. If we notice, we step back, and with our help from our guides, if you need it, right, we can touch the real feelings. And then I asked, because I'm in this conversation with myself, so I asked myself, I was like, hey, what's going on? What's going on? So I was like, why am I feeling this sadness? Tell me more about this sadness. And I heard coming up from inside of me the words, I'm sad because I never had a chance to grow up. And I was like, what? But I'm 40. What are you talking about? And there's nothing wrong with that, right? I was like, what are you talking about? I realized this is an aspect of me that was in grief mode all these years that I didn't really identify with yet. I hadn't identified it, but I was there all the time. But it was stepping forward to let me know that there was a part of me that is sad because it didn't feel like it got to have certain life experiences along the life cycle that would have allowed it to mature in a way that was healthy, that was, and I was just thinking, oh my God. And suddenly I felt it and I started crying, and of course then another walker comes by and I'm like, dude, where were you the last 3 miles? I'm trying to get a moment alone to shed some tears and you're interrupting, but I let it go. I just looked away. So they don't let him see you cry. Don't let him see you cry. And I realized that what I was doing was I was making myself available to feel the feelings. I was working with my guides. I asked them, hey guys, help. I noticed what I thought I was noticing, the peaceful atmosphere. I allowed myself to shift into the emotions without blocking it right away by going on my phone, by changing the topic, by numbing out in some other way, by shifting my thoughts. I allowed it. And then I asked it a question after I felt it. And I allowed it to keep, moving me to emotion. And I asked it and I realized, yes, that's true. And I allowed for it to grieve, and I grieved with it without saying, no, but that's actually not true because you are an adult and you this and you that and you this accomplishment and that accomplishment. It's like, no, this is what this part of me needs. It needs to be heard. And just by allowing for that, by the way, when I said it needs to be heard, it was 28 minutes, 28 seconds, 10:10, that's completion. Just by allowing that part to be acknowledged and to be allowed to emote and express, I was taking healthy steps to align, to integrate, because we're here on earth for many, many reasons. Some of us have mission work, some of us are here primarily to heal, some of us are here to bring through tech, to bring through whatever. We all have these missions and these little things, but we're here also with the task of integrating, soul integration. So that's why you may say, oh, I'm hungry. Oh, I feel like having Chinese. No, I feel like having Indian. Oh, but maybe I shouldn't eat any of those. Maybe I should just cook at home. You have all these parts that are talking to you. It's like, wait, why are you so split consciousness about this one thing? It's because you are carrying different aspects of yourself for healing that you're not aware of sometimes. A lot of you are. A lot of you are aware of this, but a lot of you aren't. God bless. And it's your job to see this fragmentation, start to become aware of your fragmentation. Yeah, I like this guy, he's hot, but he doesn't message me back on time. I have suspicions about where he is, but yet I still keep going back to him. Why? Because you got fragmentation. Distortion is fragmentation, okay? So any hoodles, I could go on and on about this topic, but I won't, because this is a weekly and I try to keep it as short and succinct. But the takeaway here is, bam, get to work. Just kidding. Yeah, and pretty much, look at these two. The Page of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles is work, work, work. Okay, it's work. Get to work. Get to work doing what? Here's our page. Start with the noticing. Start with setting the intention. Commit to noticing and ask your guides whether you believe in them or not. If you don't believe in them, then what do you have to lose? If you do believe in them, then you know their value is indispensable. Spensable. Okay? So either way, ask your guide. Look at the goat. They're so funny. They're like, that's right, we the goat. Greatest of all time. Right? They have senses of humor, okay? Anyway, God bless. Yeah, and they bring through wisdom. Look at this tree. Look at all that knowledge. All they're asking you for at any given time, as I said that, 31 minutes and 11 seconds, 3, working together, 1, right? That's the angels, the guides, the alignment. All they're asking is for you to set the intention, open up, and let them help you out. That's it. That's them. They're like, there's you and the cat. You're like, hey man, did you hear that? The cat's like, I don't know, I'm a cat. Why are you talking to me? Answer the door. All right. So anyway, they've been watching you. They've been monitoring you. They understand. They get it. But they're like, listen, we ready. What are you doing? In a loving way. Anyway, thank you, guides. We love you, guides. Which includes your higher self. Okay, make time to play, but this is a time for work. Okay? And if you hear me saying it's a time for work, because you guys know my inner child is overblown. Playing all day. But actually, no, they're like, you need to nip that in the bud, which I have. God bless, we're here. Super bowing. We're here to work. It's time to get started. Okay. It's time to get started. A lot of you guys who are watching have, if not all of you, have mission work to do. So that seems to be the people attracted to my videos. You have mission work to do. That means you have a work component. Work, employment. Gainful employment. You got a job to do. And so part of being able to cycle into that work, that soul mission that you signed up for, includes clearing energies, working. Because when we are constantly clearing and removing these blockages, we're allowing for information to flow in that we can use to further our work. All right. I'm getting some ideas. Not ideas, I'm getting some, I just touched my ear, I'm getting some intel, I'm getting intel that some of you have been putting your work on the back burner. I'm not talking about those of you who are like, well, I don't know what my mission is, I don't know what my work is. I'm not talking about you. Unless you really do know and you're not acknowledging it on the conscious level. I'm talking about some of you who know that you are gainfully employed, you understand what it is you're supposed to be doing, 33 minutes, 44 seconds, and you've been putting it on the back burner maybe to get involved in some other stuff. The guides they're like silently, they're like calling you back. It's like the horn is being, the sheep's horn or whatever, is being, or whatever that horn is, blown, so that you can come back into the flock, okay? It's time. So for those of you who fall into that last category, it's time to get back to work, all right? And for those of you who are now stepping onto your path and become aware, hi, welcome. And for those of you who have been on the path and you're doing your thing, hey, thanks. Yeah, keep going. Okay. Anyway, so I'm going to leave this here. If you'd like to have a personal reading with me, or you'd like to have an energy healing session with me, or a mentoring session with me, please do go ahead and check my Etsy page. And bada bing, bada boom. Mwah. Love you guys. Bye.